Now to the access range. Details, of course, always on carandbike.com. Now we move on to the other big bike. This is the 1250 GS from BMW. Again, there's nothing that you can't possibly point out as not liking about this bike. Fun to ride, sporty, powerful, and which is why, of course, we had a blast putting this review together for you.
It's the flagship model of the BMW GS family, a model which has been the most important adventure bike for over 3 decades. And now in 2019, the big GS gets an update with more performance from a bigger engine with new technology.
It's the world's most popular and highest selling adventure bike. It's the big daddy of adventure bikes, and it's the BMW GS, the big GS. And for 2019 it gets significantly updated, and now it gets, as the name suggests, it gets a bigger engine, a 1254cc engine, up from the 1170cc engine of the outgoing R12 on the GS. So that's the new R1250 GS, and that's the one we're riding today.
The design is unmistakably GS, from the beak that seems to be the signature design element of any adventure bike these days, to the tall stance with a comfortable and wide seat. And in the optional Pro package and Style HP equipment of our test bike, you get the BMW Motorsport colors, LED lighting all around, gold colored spoked rims, as well as additional riding modes, with a Dynamic Pro and Enduro Pro mode, in addition to the usual road and rain modes. The Pro package also includes the dynamic electronic suspension adjustment, which at the press of a button will adjust the suspension according to load and riding conditions. Braking is handled by Hayes calipers, with BMW branding on the front wheel and a single Brembo caliper on the rear wheel. But the most significant update on the R1250 GS is the new 1254cc Boxer twin engine, which now makes 134 brake horsepower and 143 Newton meters of peak torque.
Well, the new R1250 GS gets a lot of new technology, new electronics, and specifically the new shift cam technology. It's essentially variable valve technology, and in simple words, what it does is it offers that extra power and torque at a wide set of revs. So when you're going off-road at crawling speeds, there's ample torque, ample grunt, ample pulling power to control the bike, and the mid-range is very strong. So from the get-go, this one feels quicker and more responsive. But once you're out on the highway, you cross about 6,700 RPM, this may look like a big bulky adventure bike, but man, this thing can really fly, and things can get very blurry at, let's say, very high speeds.
On the road, the GS can be a pleasant surprise. The steering is direct. The electronic suspension makes it glide over road undulations. And if you explore its performance, it can get to walk speeds very quickly and maintain decent highway speeds, perfect for covering long distances. Even around corners, the GS is surprisingly well balanced, despite its bulk and weight. But it's when the road ends that the GS is a revelation. The first thing that hits you is how easily manageable it is, despite its weight and size. The street bias tires do lose traction very easily in the dirt, but the electronics always ensure things don't go out of hand. For riders with some off-road experience, the GS can certainly be very entertaining and fun.
It's a full-size adventure bike, and it may look a little intimidating, but the GS scores big time in how easy it is to ride. It's not top heavy like many adventure bikes. The mass is centered lower ground, so it's got a low center of gravity, and that makes it very easy to handle. On the blacktop, on tarmac, the steering is direct, it handles beautifully, and the electronic suspension soaks road undulations, imperfections absolutely magically. It's so nice. And once you leave the road behind, it's got enough electronics to keep you safe. The Enduro mode, Enduro Pro mode, will let you have a little bit of fun drifting in and out, and even if you're not expert level skills riding off-road, it will definitely make heroes out of you if you are brave enough to try that. I quite like this bike, and it's quite likable overall actually.
The BMW R1250 GS is impressive in every way. It's not just a big adventure bike with dual sport capability to take on gravel and dirt trails easily with a rider with the right skills. It's also a great touring bike, can easily be used for the intercity commute, and will gladly handle any number of corners you throw at it. If a new adventure bike is what you're looking for, the new 1250 GS has it all to make it one of the very best out there, if not the best. With prices starting at 16,85,000 rupees for the standard model, we will recommend spending on the Pro package with the added electronics and features going up to over 20 lakh rupees. And if you have the budget, by all means, go take a close look and a test ride too. It may be just the perfect adventure bike for your needs.